Hi everyone, I'm attorney Minhas. I practice U.S. immigration law all over the United States. Today's topic is going to be about a new update by USCIS on President Biden's Parole in Place program. On August 16, 2024, USCIS released a filing guide, which is super helpful to get some insight on the form, which is going to be the I-131F that they're going to be using starting August 19. Yep, that's Monday, August 19, 2024. Now, just wanted to give you some feedback and let you know that you cannot file anything yet. Filing is going to be accepted on Monday, August 19, 2024. There isn't much information on the timing. Just make sure that you do not file anything before that date because USCIS will reject it. There will be a filing fee associated with that form. Again, I encourage you to work with an experienced attorney of your choice that you feel comfortable working with. Okay, but before I get started, I do want to mention that more information is going to be available on August 19, 2024, which is on Monday, and that information is going to be released on the Federal Register Notice. That's right. We do not have a Federal Register Notice as of yet. That is going to have a lot more information explaining things more in detail. So what do I mean by that? Some people are contacting me asking me, Poonam, what's a disqualifying criminal matter? Good question. What about if I have a permanent bar? What if I came to the United States, I then left and then re-entered again without parole? Do I qualify? Another great question. Those questions will be addressed in the Federal Register Notice. We don't have much information about that. However, thanks to the filing guide that was released by USCIS, we now know that if the person who also qualifies for the requirements that are involved with the parole in place, if that person has a pending removal proceedings or has an order of deportation, may still qualify for the parole in place program. So I was really happy to see that information on the filing guide, and I encourage each and every one of you who may qualify for this program to pick up the phone, to schedule a consultation with a qualified and experienced immigration attorney to help you with this process starting Monday when USCIS starts accepting the applications. Okay, now let's talk about the filing guide that USCIS released on August 16, 2024. So when you go through the guidance, I know it's a lot of pages, it's a lot of text on there with disclaimers. It does talk about sections. So certain sections are asking for evidence of you as an applicant, so to identify who you are. And you can check that out on their website. I do have the link in the description section, so I'm not going to cover all of that in this video today, but you'll get a generalized idea of what they're looking for. They also want evidence of your U.S. citizen spouse to prove that they've been a citizen prior to June 17, 2024. They want evidence of your continuous presence in the United States as per the requirements. They also go into evidence of your relationship with your spouse and evidence of criminal charges. So that's the interesting part that I had mentioned earlier. What's a disqualifying criminal matter or criminal charge or conviction? That all will be released and reviewed on the Federal Register Notice. That's what's really going to provide you with some unanswered questions that we don't have right now. I know what you're thinking. Why are they waiting till the last minute to really get all of this in? And why is it all happening on Monday? Well, I do think that it has a lot to do with them trying to make this program successful for those of you who are qualified to file. It's a very great program, but they are afraid that there might be some type of litigation, a court might knock it down. There's some other risks of if there's a new administration, then this could completely be wiped out and then it's stuck. So they're really concerned about that. I do believe that they're trying to make this successful, so that's why it's just like, oh, it's going to be the 11th hour. Let's wait till Monday, August 19th to really figure out what's going on. I do think that it's really crucial for them to make this be a winning matter for a lot of you and not have it, kind of go away in the dark. So I do think it has a lot to do with that. A couple of other things I do want to mention is that I'm really happy to see that there is a preparer section and there's also an interpreter section on the form that is expected to be filed on Monday, August 19th. It makes me happy because it also gives you a chance to really consult with some attorney of your choice that is experienced in this matter, that knows your background of your immigration history, and can really sit down with you and go over risks. So I do want to mention, anything you file with the government, especially when it's related to immigration, there are risks involved. So what type of risks do you expect? Well, it's a discretionary application. So if you file the application and you get denied, let's just say you get denied, or you're stuck in limbo, based on what happens with the application, some people might even end up in removal proceedings if they're not already in removal proceedings, and they might get hit with a notice to appear. So if you've been in the United States for like 20, 30 years and you're like, I've been living under the radar, but I really want this to work out, you should know the risks associated with filing. So that's another thing that would be best to discuss with the attorney so you know what you're really getting yourself into. There's another important thing I want to mention. Some people think that, it's just the application we need to file and we'll see, whether we get approved or not. Just an application is straightforward. Believe it or not, it's not really straightforward. And the reason why I say that is if you have taken the time to review the guide that was issued by USCIS, there are sections in there which are alarming. They want a statement stating why you qualify for the program. There's some other factors in there as well that I truly believe it would be best for you to work with an experienced attorney to really guide you through this, because you want to file the initial application completely filled out in detail with the supporting evidence. So it becomes a more valuable application versus just sending the bare minimum. So I highly, highly recommend and encourage you to consult with an attorney, see what type of evidence is required, get working on that statement when it's time to file the application. I just wanted to end this topic today by saying thank you to each and every one of you who actually reached out to ask questions about the Parole in Place program to see if you qualify or not. I do appreciate the enthusiasm. I know it's a great program. I want to mention that if you entered with a visa, you do not qualify for this program. And if you're married to a green card holder but meet the other requirements, you also don't qualify. You had to have your spouse be a citizen as of June 17, 2024. That's what's going on right now. That's what the regulations clearly say. But if there's any changes, then the best thing to do is to look at the Federal Register notice. But as of what has been released or whatever information has been provided, that's what they're really going on. A couple of other things. If you have not checked out my other videos that I've previously posted about this program, please do go check those out. I do talk about eligibility and, some of the processing. And of course, it's some information is not available because at that time it was fairly new and there was not much out there on it. But I've put the link in the description section for your convenience. So please do go check that out. And another thing I do want to mention is I did take some of the information from the guide and put it in the description section if you want to check it out on basically the eligibility that's mentioned in the guide, which covers both the non-citizen, if you're a non-citizen of a spouse that's a U.S. citizen, and also the stepchild of a U.S. citizen. So please do check that out. And if you have any questions, please, I encourage you to, contact me by phone or email to set up a consultation to discuss this further. Again, we don't know what's going to happen come elections, November. whether this parole in place program is going to stay intact, whether a court's going to knock it down. Those are still unclear. But, again, thank you so much for watching today's video. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who's already subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'll try to have more information as it becomes available about this program starting Monday, and I'll start posting as much information as possible so it could help you and someone that you know. So please do hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to stay updated on anything I post on U.S. immigration law, and hit that like button. Share it with your friends and family because you never know who this might help. Thank you and take care.